Welcome everybody to yet another episode of Yulking Around. I am here today with, you're not a special guest because you are a part of the team.
Heck yeah.
And
it's been a while.
It's been a minute. So it's good to have you here, bro. And thank you for joining me.
Of course.
I was going to do a solo episode today, but you showed up and pulled through and you wanted to have a little convo.
Definitely.
So it's been a really long time since we've done one together, but I feel like every year or so there'll be one episove.
There we go.
With good old Chan. We both have pretty busy lives. I know that. You've moved to Denver ever since as well. So how have you been like in Denver? I don't think I've ever asked you that, and you've given me like a profound response on this.
Fair enough.
Yeah. How has been your transition? Because I know for me it was kind of rough, at least for 6 months. But what about you?
Right. Definitely the transition was challenging at first, just trying to locate a job mostly. Housing, that process went fairly smoothly, which was awesome. I was first living with Evan, who I've lived with a couple times. He's my good friend.
Okay.
And I thought, it's, post-COVID time or still type in COVID, like everyone's hiring. That was kind of my mindset. Not the experience I had, unfortunately. It took a couple months to look.
No, after COVID, it was bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of thing was really down in the dumps. It's just kind of
right
moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, this was the end of 2021, start of 2022.
Which seems so long ago, but it's really not that long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago. So I remember that was a big challenge. Applied to a bunch of places and didn't quite get a job offer very quickly, but eventually got a really good position with the hospital.
Nice.
Working with kids, and I do love the job, even though there are some challenges for sure. But overall, I love the city. There's so much to do. Enjoyed the hikes, mostly on the west side.
Yeah.
But right now I feel like I'm pretty comfortable bunkered down in like the Lowry, Aurora area and starting to build that community. So that's an awesome feeling too. So.
Yeah, we hang out a bunch when we have a chance. We're actually going to the botanical garden here in Denver.
We are.
Tell me a little bit about it. I've never been, so.
Yeah, so it's located right by Cheeseman Park.
Oh, I know Cheeseman. They say that place is haunted, right, dude?
There's stories.
It used to be a cemetery. No,
Yeah.
for real. It's a beautiful park,
Right.
though, in the middle of Denver.
Yeah, so it's just adjacent to Cheeseman Park, and there's a bunch of different gardens. Like there's the Japanese garden.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's a little, I think they call it the Tropical Conservatory, and it's like an indoor
Mangoes, maybe.
Yeah, palm trees.
Yeah.
They got some little poisonous frogs display, which those are fun to check out.
Those are always super cool. The ones with like crazy colors.
Yeah, they're like spotted yellow and black or blue and black. They also have a bunch of like plains type of vegetation, desert. So it's a good variety. But I think one of my favorite things to do is just like find a spot on their grass, open field, do a little picnic.
Some charcuterie.
Yeah, it's just pretty scenery and on a budget. It's a great date.
There you go. No, that's awesome because I'm sure there's a lot of people that think, oh, in order for me to take someone out into a nice date, it has to be super expensive, and this is proof of
no, it's super unique.
Surround her by nature. You know.
And then during the summers, they do what they call Evening Al Fresco, which is like their summer concert series.
Okay. Al fresco sounds Italian to me.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Al
fresco, creo, maybe it's like in the outside. Maybe.
Right. I think that, fresh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would think. But don't take my word for it. Al fresco. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose that. But they have a bunch of local musicians that come and play. And you can listen to music and you can bring your own bottle of wine. Like I said, it's a fun, unique experience. That
you can make it nice. Bring a lot of cheese. Al fresco, is, especially with reference to eating in open air.
Oh,
yes.
There you go.
So there you go. I don't know the origin. Learn more. Let's see if I can find the origin of this word.
gotta be Latin based.
Maybe, yeah, maybe more
imagine.
Latin. Maybe more Latin. I don't know.
One of the Romance languages.
One of the Italian. Yeah, see? See,
Italiano.
yeah, my background in
Parliamo.
linguistics is coming in clutch. Al
Bravo.
fresco. Bravo. Yeah, you went into, well, you lived did you live in Italy, or am I
I
just tripping?
wish.
No,
Oh,
you
Spain.
were learning Italian, no, at some point though, or am I just making this
Yeah,
up?
I still dabble with it.
Yeah,
Um,
you were using this app that was very interesting. What was it called?
yeah, it was called Tandem. So like picture like you're on a tandem bike, both people are pedaling. So it would be one native speaker of one language trying to learn the language of the other speaker's native tongue.
Right.
So it's kind of like an interchange, intercambio. Like,
And how did you find it? Did you like it? Was it worth it?
it was good.
What's
It-
like the type of thing that you do? You just message each other,
Yeah, you.
sexting? I don't know. Like what type of?
It's funny you bring that up because it had when I
It's funny you put me on the spot, but
no when I first started that app I was like, oh, this
people always do the
looks
raunchiest shit.
looks a lot like Tinder. Kind of has a weird vibe where people have their picture and their profile, and then you just start a conversation. But the goal of the app is to learn language,
Right.
from my understanding.
You'll learn some languages, yes.
So I don't know if people flirt on there. I'd be curious
People
to hear
have to flirt, bro. People have to flirt.
Probably.
I think of the raunchiest thing that has happened on Tandem. Yeah, I can think of a couple things. Dick pics. You don't think they've sent? Can you send pictures on that thing?
I don't. I know you could do audio notes. I don't know about
Oh, that's even worse. I feel, bro. That's like,
No, but truthfully, I did learn a lot on that app.
Okay.
And then also I did Duolingo, which it's good vocab. It's
Yeah.
not the best, but
it's vocab mostly for
Yeah.
Duolingo.
yeah.
I like. I use Duolingo, and I was learning Portuguese,
Oh, nice.
Brazilian Portuguese, because
Awesome.
I fuck with that language, and I don't know, just you learn words, but it's nothing super
Right.
duty. But having a conversation, like if
Yeah.
you're actually using it for what it's worth, you might actually become very fluent and
Yeah.
understand a couple of the nuances
For
over
sure.
over text messages, right? So.
Maybe this is a naive question, but what's the difference between Brazilian Portuguese and Portugal Portuguese?
I mean, there's similarities in certain like endings of words. Some of the lexic pieces
Okay.
that are attached to the Portuguese language are very similar, but yeah, there's I couldn't tell you right like what makes the difference because I'm not Portuguese.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's just kind of like the changing in language. Obviously, the cultural aspect has brought some things in on that.
Right.
in
Would
that
you like
sense.
compare it to American English and British English?
Very similar, yeah.
Okay.
Very similar in that aspect, I would say, yeah. 'Cause
Cool.
it's a derivative of the colonizing land, so
Right.
yeah. So
Different dialects.
exactly, es como el castellano y el español de México. So
Exactly.
it's different. Oh, sorry, it's like, I don't know why I just went, my
Changing to
brain just
Spanish.
switched to
All good.
Spanish, but yeah, it's like Castilian Spanish and
For
you know,
sure.
Latin American Spanish, if you.
Cool.
Which it's funny because now it's United States Spanish. Like if
I
you
know.
on YouTube,
It's true.
like if you want to upload a video, it asks you for like 3 types of
Or
Spanish.
even on word keyboards. You can choose US, Spain, Mexico, Colombian, like
Yeah,
every dialect.
yeah,
is
you could get very technical with the
Yeah.
Spanish. I always chose Mexico because that's what I know, right?
represent.
Or I don't know much of a difference, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Before we started the podcast, we were listening to 2000 songs,
Heck yeah.
and it's funny because I started listening to these 2000 songs because of work.
Uh-huh.
I always struggle to find a playlist that is good to have in the background, but it's not interrupting you.
It has to be safe for work to a certain extent.
Yeah, you can't be like some people jam out to hyper techno and they're very,
Right.
doing their paperwork, especially when you're doing like documentation and whatnot. But with me, I always find myself getting distracted with the beat, with the song, because I like it, I like
anxious.
it, and I can't read, so I space out. So I recently started listening to the 2090s hip hop R&B or whatever on Spotify. It's like a
Yeah,
playlist,
that's an awesome scene.
and it actually is working for me. And I mean, there's words, there's a lot of lyricism during that time. So, but it doesn't distract me. Like I am able to keep myself focused, which and gray it out like a white noise, which is weird. Do you have any song, or not songs, but any type of music that allows you to like zone out for a while and do whatever else you want to do, but you just like to have it kind of in the background? If you do that.
Right, like music to help me focus?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. Help you focus, exactly. Don't bring you out of focus, because you have the chill beats and
Yeah.
stuff. But I find it that in the mornings those are too slow for me,
For sure.
and I start kind of like falling asleep. So I need something that has a little more oomph to it. But anyways,
Yeah, it definitely depends. I feel like sometimes the fast beat helps me almost be productive when I just need
Okay.
to get that first draft on paper and like, yeah, it's not perfect, but I'm moving at a good pace to
Okay.
then where I can look at it a second time and make changes.
Okay, I like that. You're like in a flux stage where I'm just like, okay,
Right.
I can listen to music and I just need to dish out ideas.
Yeah, for writing, I really like the faster beats.
Okay.
However, when I'm like reading paperwork, the fast beats like you, it distracts me because
Right.
I'm like, whoa, I just didn't understand any of that. So I like this kind of the slower, maybe not the lo-fi quite, but even alternative music or like
Okay,
folk,
so alternative.
folk
Okay.
music. Kind
Yeah,
of
those sound like they would be good at like back noises.
yeah, easy things in the background. Like of Monsters and Men is what I first come to, or the Lumineers, like that type of music.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard a little bit of that.
At my work, at least, I work, with direct patient care, so I can't just play the music out loud usually,
Right, yeah.
unless the kid wants to listen to it, which has happened. And I actually was working with a kid recently that had amazing taste in music. 15, it was like Elton John, Adele,
He has an open
who else?
variety.
Neo. I was like, wow, you know so much music. I was impressed.
Yeah.
But usually I have to have like headphones in or one headphone in when they're asleep and
Yeah.
kind of be also attentive to their needs.
Yeah. Because you work during the night too a lot of the time. You're
Yep.
taking lunch at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I've adjusted
lifestyle.
to it though. I actually love the schedule.
Really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you can function, bro. I can't do that shit. I'd be a zombie, dude. I'd be a zombie. I just can't.
Some nights are like that for sure, where you just need to get up and walk around the unit and wake up. It's always the 4 a.m. hour for me.
The 4 a.m. is the hardest.
4 to 5 a.m.
They say it's the witch's hour.
Uh,
Be careful.
I believe it.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it around campus?
On the full moon sometime.
Oh shit, that scared me. That scared me. There's like this family outside that was like
I know.
yelling. That scared the shit out of me, dude.
I know. I was like, is that a video? That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Brought up the witches and they spoke.
Yeah, bro. Fuck, dude. I'm using a new microphone too right now. This is my solo microphone that I'm gonna be using. So if it sounds like shit, guys, I do apologize. I mean, but that's how else am I supposed to try it?
Yeah, what specs are we looking at, Derek? Take us through.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you're trying to start a podcast, this microphone is actually really good. I wish I would have started my podcast with the Shure 58 A or B. I can't remember what it is, but
Cool.
it's a basic microphone, and it's supposed to have like one of the best qualities in voice. Like they've compared it to the actual Big Shure. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it has a really nice sound to it, and it's built like a tank. Like you could fucking nail a nail on the wall with this motherfucker. They've done it.
Military grade, as
Yeah,
they say.
military grade, built to last.
Good buzzword.
But yeah, so if it sounds weird, don't blame me. But I feel like today I actually had planned a solo episode to kind of start dabbling into
Try it out.
different things. Anyways, so that's why I'm using it today, this mic. Dude, so I went out yesterday, and honestly, it was a really good time. I went to this reggaeton rave, and they played a little bit of everything. The DJs were from the Bronx, as they said that they were from the Bronx. They're from Dominican Republic, and the DJ was pretty mellow, but the hype man, the guy that's like up on stage, he was like, dude, he was about the show. He was like twerking on stage, like full on like fucking the air, bro. Just like fuck. It was such a good time, and I always like to people watch, man. It's just like my thing, I'm just sipping on my drink in the back, just kind of dancing, vibing, and then I just love to people watch. You see people getting fucked up, dude, like fucking fucked up on the dance floor.
As long as they're not crying.
Yeah, yeah. There wasn't any crying, but goddamn, dude, I feel like crying would make everything very
No
awkward.
crying on the dance floor.
There you go. That's by rule of thumb. I don't know who has that song, but
It's a good song.
yeah, no crying on the dance floor. There you go. You wipe your fucking tears and you dance like it's the last night, bitch. That's what you're supposed to do. Whatever the case might be, whatever brings you to tears on the dance floor. Your mom died, doesn't fucking matter. You better dance if you're fucking out there. I mean it. Dance for her. Sorry, I got aggressive. But anyway, so yeah, it was really good, man. And I like to people watch. You start seeing shit, and I saw this girl once I stepped outside of the club that was with her girlfriend, and she was really drunk. She was fucked up, so she started throwing up in on the sidewalk, right? And you know what, bro? I think if you are hanging out with your girlfriend, like two girls, you always have to hold the hair back for the person puking. Like if you don't do it, I feel like that's kind of a bitch move. I feel like you are there with your girlfriend, you hold her fucking hair back, and if I've seen people not do it. They just let the other girlfriend just go, and they come back and they got puke all over their hair, and it's not a good thing. So if you're with your homie, make sure that you are pulling her hair back, because fuck, dude, we've all been there. Like, goddamn,
We've all seen each other at our worst.
At our lowest points.
Yeah. And it's not always the same person, hopefully.
Yeah, then there's
Because that's probably a red flag. It's definitely a sign of a good friend when they show up in those tough moments. Not only when you're at your best, but when you're at your lowest.
I feel like that's what makes a good friend.
A testament to friendship.
Yeah. Unless it's happening all the time, like you said, then it can become, it becomes a problem.
Right. The term babysitting, you don't want to be
Yeah.
someone's babysitter on every single night out.
Yes. And that has happened. Sometimes you gotta be babysat, and that's okay, but don't be doing it like every fucking night you go out. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's selfish. At some point, it's selfish
Right.
in some way or another, because you're not worrying about the other people's fun, right? So, yeah.
Know your limits.
Know your limits, and make sure when in doubt, pull it back,
Know your limits, pull the hair back, no crying on the dance floor.
No, those are
your guide.
The guidelines, the basic. I like that. We established that the guidelines for clubbing is those three, and have fun. Honestly,
Definitely.
just have fun. If you're there to dance. Obviously, nobody's there to just listen to the music. Obviously, go dance, even if it's by yourself. Fuck it.
Forget your problems for an hour.
Yeah. Which you've had some fucking fucked up things happen to you.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, the other day I don't know if it was at the DMV, but you went to the DMV and
yesterday
to change your name because you recently married.
Yes.
And
exciting.
And you had a bad experience once your car was.
So I don't know if it happened at the DMV
or
I was at a friend's place right before that, so it also could happen there. But noticed that there was a decent sized dent on the passenger rear side, just above the tire. Pretty obvious that someone probably ran into it. No note left, so I don't know who it is.
What the fuck, bro? They didn't leave a note? Nothing?
No.
They just left
unfortunately. So, my options are I could file a claim or try to get it fixed on my own, because it might be fairly inexpensive. Like I was talking to your brother about it. Sounds like it's pretty doable. So I'll probably explore that option first before filing a claim, and then potentially having, I know rates can go up even if it's not your fault.
Which is bullshit,
I feel like that's just kind of the game of insurance.
Yeah. The dirty game.
Yeah, and then unfortunately too, I misplaced my keys. So if anyone finds them in Denver, I'm
They're
just
gone,
kidding.
bro.
They're probably gone.
They're gone.
Luckily, I made copies of most of what I've lost already, so it'll all get worked out. I just have a habit of losing things, which is more of my own problem than anything.
You should get some sort of tracking thing. You can get them on your keys.
That's what Viv says. I think
You
it's
can
called
get-
Tile or something.
Yeah, you could get a tile, or you
And
could
track
get
everything.
the
They have an Apple version too.
yeah the Apple one. AirTag.
AirTag.
Yeah,
Yep.
the AirTag. You could get an AirTag, and I would do that. AirTags for luggage.
Yes.
If you like to travel,
They're great for luggage.
because they're always losing your fucking bags, dude. Most of the time. That's why I don't fucking bring luggage. Like, I hardly bring luggage.
Right.
Because I'm like, if I buy something, I just buy something over there. Because it's such a fucking struggle to deal with luggage, and then it gets lost, and then you have to wait. Nah, it's just too much. It's just too much. This airport is already stressful. Not to say, obviously, there's people that need bigger luggage, which
Right.
it's understandable. But if you're gonna do that, if you have to do that, AirTag that bitch.
I know it's tough though, because it's you balance on one side. Do you want to have to lug all your luggage around as a carry-on, or do you want to just check it because it's more convenient, and then run the risk of, do they lose it? Do you have to wait for it? I see both perspectives, and then of course if you're flying Southwest, I feel like everyone's just like, chuck that shit underneath because it's free.
Oh, really?
Two bags free for everyone. So there's always like 200 bags coming off every flight.
Yeah, everybody got their chickens and
Right.
fucking just
I saw
anything.
someone freaking just a cooler with like that.
Like beer, just
the
fucking.
it was empty, but the clear saran wrap. Just let's just put some saran wrap around. I'm like, that ain't protecting shit. But
They just let him bring it on board, huh?
no, they put it underneath. Like
Okay,
they
okay.
checked the cooler. I just thought it was funny.
Okay, gotcha. It's like they don't make this like they do over there,
I
man.
know. I was like, okay,
I'm bringing my cooler.
I'm gonna start checking my mics and.
Yeah, dude. Fuck. People do some crazy shit at airports. There's
I know people would be stressed.
yeah, there's shows where they catch people fucking trying to go through security with fucking all sorts of crazy shit. A lot of cocaine.
Yeah, have you ever seen a border security?
I think that's what it is. I think
Yeah.
the border security.
The one I know about is the Australian border,
The Australian
where a lot of times they stop people trying to sneak either illegal food
kangaroos or some
or
shit.
illegal drugs.
Some sort of marsupial.
Yeah, but it's intense if they get caught.
Yeah. Some exotic frog.
Yep.
Some snakes. I don't fucking know, dude. Talking about Southwest, there was an incident that happened this week. It's kind of a crazy one. Did you hear about it?
No, I just
This chick that gets up in the plane, right? Typical. Somebody's kind of recording her.
That back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
And she starts saying that the person that I think is the person that's sitting right next to her, she starts saying that person's not real. That person's not real. So she starts like freaking out.
like hallucinating.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the mystery.
Gotcha.
A whole bunch of conspiracy theories have popped up on social media about this. And the interesting thing is that there's not a lot of videos filming the person that she pointed to, if any. And they've tried taking down the video and whatnot, and this girl is just saying that this person is not real, and it became a whole thing. A lot of people are saying that it was some sort of reptilian that they saw, some crazy shit, But yeah, that happened on
Interesting.
fucking random ass video, and she's freaking out.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that they saw her drink. Other people believe her. They start
Right.
going off.
Sounds like a movie plot.
Yeah, it's you tell me.
I'm
what's
here
real.
for the sci-fi. I like it.
Yeah, just a crazy story that came to my head. It
For
actually did happen. So this is recent, but obviously, what comes out of it, the conspiracy, that's up for interpretation. She could have just been drunk or just having some sort of panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to tell you something that I came across. Just sometimes you just walk and think. And I've gone out and I've gone out for good majority of my life in my 20s, and now that I'm 30. And I wanted to ask you, or bounce the idea with you, that do you remember asking people for condoms? Like, do you remember like that was a thing? At least, I don't know if you...
Definitely. Like the roommate.
Yeah, the roommate or the close friend,
Right.
that you guys would go to a party. At least, you would go to a party. There was always the chance that something might happen.
Right.
And you either brought a condom with you, or you asked your homie to get the one out of their wallet,
Right.
their questionable condom, and provide it to you if you felt like you were gonna get lucky that night. So it was a very ritualistic way of asking for someone.
Yeah,
for the
it wasn't
condom,
even
right?
weird.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's still a thing nowadays. Like, I think it's my age. I'm not hanging around people that are just like bunny fucking everything, but you know what I mean? In my past time, that I've had many friendships, I've seen a lot of things, and they always ask for a condom. Hey, do you have a condom? The majority of them. And I felt like if you didn't ask for a condom, it was kind of a red flag, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah, like, I'm just gonna go in raw, which is brings me to my next point.
For sure.
That I feel like today's generations are like just going in raw most of the time, and that kind of worries me a little bit. There's a lot of things that can come out of that can come out of your penis, and that are potentially dangerous, I think. And I don't know if people are taking care of themselves as much as we used to. At least that's how it felt back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was trying to look up. I can't remember what country or where it was, but they required bars to have condoms, like, for purchase.
Yeah. Which seems like a smart thing to do.
Seems very smart because, people are going to the bar, having a good time. Some people are going home together.
Yeah.
And to, hopefully avoid that situation. Oh, we don't have a condom. The grocery store is closed.
Right.
There's one right at the bar.
Yeah. You're not going to use the fucking Ziploc bag.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I know, obviously, in the States, that's not a thing that I have witnessed almost ever.
I have, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So
Where?
Recently I went to a gay bar with my brother.
Okay.
And we went to this gay bar here in Denver. I think the name is Charlie's or something like. It was actually pretty fun. I thought it was fun, But anyways, yeah, I went to the bar, and I actually ended up losing my ID in that bar. So I had to go to the DMV recently myself.
Relatable.
Yes, dude. I secondhand fucking stress in the DMV, bro. But
Yeah.
I ended up with a condom. I don't know why, but I ended up with a condom from a gay bar.
Yeah, I want to say it's the Netherlands. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into this.
They're very open over there.
Yeah, the Netherlands has a lot of autonomy because they're so tiny as a country. I think like 200 Netherlands could fit in the U.S. Like, that's crazy. So they're smaller than some states for sure. But that gives them just more like cohesion around decision making, where every state's a little bit different here.
There's a lot of bullshit going on.
People think it's too liberal to put condoms in a bar. Like, I could see a lot of arguments against it, but I'm for the sexual education. Like,
yeah, before, the only sexual education that you would receive from your mom or dad was make sure you wrap it.
Yep.
Or make sure you use a condom, which, even though it wasn't the greatest, was at least covering the basics.
At least it was something. Some parents were like, don't do it at all, right?
Also, and then the repressiveness comes in, and then we start seeing very crazy things in the bedroom, and
a lot of shame-based education.
Yeah, dude. And obviously you can't blame him because somebody else,
someone taught them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or didn't teach him that. Exactly. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Coming back to the whole condom thing, I'm thinking about it because, there's shit out there. There's diseases. There's
definitely
things that stick with you for life, and you got to be careful. I feel like a night of hedonism and just filling yourself and find the most pleasurable thing by not using a condom, because, I mean, it does feel better without it. Yeah. But but just a night of that could fucking haunt you for the rest of your life, you know?
Well, yeah, and it
Well, and
could
or-
drastically change your future.
exactly,
if
or
they have
become a kid, you know, which is the same thing.
Admitted to that person
Yeah.
if they were to have a kid. Because don't you fucking leave.
Yeah, and a lot of people do, bro. That's the fucked up thing,
And-
dude. A lot of people do fucking. They're like, I don't want anything to do with that kid. Fuck that. And they just peace out. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, not to get too political on the show, but on my way,
Please get political. Let's get political.
on my way over, there was a couple people standing on the side of the street holding signs, Black babies matter.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, interesting. And then there was, I think that it was probably, what do you call it?
Anti-abortion.
Anti-abortion.
Okay.
That would be my guess. Interesting part, though, what I thought almost manipulative or like cultural appropriation. I don't know if that's the correct term, but it was all just white folks. And I was like, I don't know how strong this message is going to like be delivered. Some
Yeah.
people might be insulted.
Yeah.
I just had never seen it before. So I'm not super caught up with my news. I'm not sure if they're voting on a law and that's why they're protesting for it. But Black babies matter. Have you ever seen that one?
No, I have not seen Black babies matter, but they do. They do matter. But a lot of the problem, and I see what you're talking about there, because a lot of the times I feel like, especially with the woke kind of movement that there has been, if you know anything about it, is a lot of people appropriating the pains of other people,
Right?
And which kind of deprives the people that are struggling with it actually to go out there and expressing their needs or their reparations, whatever they need. So it can get tricky. It can get tricky to see where the protests are coming from. You know what kind of heart they're really coming from. Obviously, everything's contextual. So they might actually be for the movement, whatever they're trying to talk about. In this case, black babies, but there could be like something deeper behind it. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I would say give them the benefit of the doubt, but there definitely is implications of a lot of these woke cultures trying to take the pains or the needs of
kind of twist it to their own agenda.
Yeah, subjugated groups and just try to appropriate it to themselves. So. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is an interesting one.
We don't have to dive too deep. We could go really far.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, dude. So you just got to watch out and make sure that you are not just putting your dick anywhere, to come back to that.
Definitely. Ask for a condom. No shame.
No shame.
Yeah. Unless you and that other person have kind of that consent mutually that's what you want to do, that's okay too.
Yeah.
You be you.
Yeah. Everything has to be consensual, nothing forced. Like they say, if you're forcing love, it's probably shit, Or, I don't know, something along those lines. Have you been watching the fights? Do you watch UFC at all?
Barely, but enlighten me.
Well, it's not like I watch them heavily or anything, but I've sort of gotten into it more and more throughout the years. And my brother was watching the recent fight, which, if you like UFC, it was kind of a big fight for everybody. It was Alexander Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez Portillo. Yair, he's from Chihuahua, so I'm from Chihuahua, so es paisano, and he's really good. Honestly, he's fucking good. I've seen a couple of his fights, and he's just tall, strong. He's really good with kicks as well. Like, he'll fuck you up with a kick. And he was going against Volkanovski, who is 5'6" to begin. He's Australian, and this guy comes in super confident, in a good way though, with the song From the Land Down Under. From the land down under. So he comes in, and Yair comes in with his Mexican music, just representing, full representation, loving it. And then it seems like it's pretty even at first, because Yair has length, he has that reach, very tall person. And I mean, it's really hard to go against someone that has length for a fight. And Volkanovski is obviously shorter, and somehow he starts fucking up Yair, like just fucking him up, dude. And Volkanovski is fucking strong, dude. I've never seen something like that. Like this short person.
What weight class is this?
I can't remember, bro. I can't remember. It was incredible what Volkanovski did, dude. Like just this little guy, just bull strength, dropping this guy, and even though it hurt, because 2 Mexicans fought that night and both of them lost. Yeah. The other one was Brandon Moreno. Have you heard of him, Brandon Moreno?
Maybe.
He's also a UFC fighter, and he's fought this other guy. I can't remember the name of the other guy, but I think he's from Brazil. Brandon lost, and he's been trying to beat him like 3 or 4 times, and he has
the same guy.
Yeah, dude, and he cannot. And my brother said something very interesting. He's like, there's just some people that have your number.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you train,
It's true.
how good or strong you try to be, they're
Right.
just gonna beat you. And honestly, Brandon fought with heart in that fight. He fucking fought. He fought. But I felt like the other guy came in good at the beginning. He played his game, basically. He played the sport. He fucked up Brandon Moreno at the beginning, and then he kind of like stayed his distance, and then he went for very technical points like drops and things of that nature. So he won in that sense, you know. I feel like sometimes people do forget that UFC is a sport, so earning points is also a way to win. And
Can win by decision.
exactly, yeah. And it's not just like a knockout, you know. Knockouts are fine, but there's people that can win by, you know, takedowns, earning points, shit like that. At least I think. I don't know much about that shit.
Me either.
But I'm getting into it. I do like Volkanovski. Volkanovski he's dope.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, cool last name. He's very animated. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Any shows that you want to recommend before?
Yeah, we were discussing this a little bit ago, but I feel
You said
like,
you were into timepieces.
yeah,
recently.
me and my wife have been into timepieces or period-based shows. So the 2 we're watching, Outlander's 1.
What year is this based on?
Oh man, it's like
Or is it different?
1700s, I want to say.
Okay.
But it even starts before the Civil War. Like the season we're on is right before the Civil War, but it starts much before that. And
Very historical piece. Then.
yeah, and like Ireland, Scotland, the Gaelic kind of history.
Yeah,
Based-
your guys' roots.
yeah, based on several books, which I haven't read.
It's like a series,
Yeah, and so that one's really interesting.
a saga. It's a saga.
Yeah, it starts a little slow the first season, but once you get into season 2, it gets really cool.
Is it action or what?
Definitely drama.
Drama. Okay,
Yeah.
damn, you like that drama.
Yeah, drama. A lot of sex scenes for sure.
Okay.
Like it probably every episode.
Nice. Yeah. So you're guaranteed to see a tit. So
Yeah.
that probably
It's like what do you call it?
some 1700 tits.
What's the popular show on HBO or on Max?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of shit on Max. I hate that they fucking changed their name to Max. HBO, what the fuck, dude? HBO looks so pretty as like the logo and everything. Like, I don't know why they changed it to Max.
Yeah,
It's
I saw
stupid.
that one video where it's like, oh, if all the streaming companies start dropping their names, then, it's like Netflix will be Flix. And
Yeah, which I've heard people call it Flix now.
Hulu will be Lou, and then gets to Peacock, and they're like, Cock.
Peacock is screwed.
They're like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We can either be Pete or Cock.
That's pretty funny.
But the other show on Hulu is called The Great, and that one's hilarious. It's like a satirical about, oh my gosh, Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia, and
There's like a king, no? In
yeah,
there?
the emperor. I forget his name.
He's a youngish actor. I just saw his fucking movies.
They portray him as like a dumbass, like he makes
Right.
stupid ass decisions.
There's sex scenes in that one too.
Yes, but for some
I'm
reason,
starting to see a pattern here.
some
no?
reason they
Just-
they're semi-attracted to each other, but they also hate each other because essentially she overthrows his rule. But there's a lot of drama to it.
Spoiler. No,
Yeah.
it's history,
And
guys.
it's
Come on.
kind of based on history loosely, as they say.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you are learning some sort of history,
Yeah.
regardless. You know, 'cause there's gonna be main events, which are the dramatic moments. They're just gotta
Yeah.
overly,
I think I like the
Exaggerated,
the
no?
cultural perspectives they show on both shows. That's what I like about them.
Do you think you would like to live in one of those time periods?
Oh, fuck no. I mean, it would be better to be a guy than a girl because women have no rights, no property.
Yeah,
Basically,
they are property.
Their husband dies, they have to find another husband.
Yeah.
If they have
Until
sex out of
recently-
marriage, they kill the woman,
Yeah,
not the man.
Yeah, shit like that.
I'm like, no, that's fucked.
Yeah, if
That's
you
a
were
horrible time period.
Yeah, if you were a single mother, you had to like get a husband right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was
even
fucked
if
up.
you had a kid out of wedlock, like that kid was a bastard child that no one wanted. Like that's so horrible.
I think it's this is the 1700s, right? Or which
Yeah.
time period? Both. You know, this
Even
hasn't
before
changed, but
then,
yeah,
1500s,
this hasn't changed much.
1600s.
God damn, dude. Yeah, I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about some things in the 1700s and they were saying that I think it was the 1700s and they were saying that there was these houses that people would have and they would take the babies, the unwanted babies,
Right.
And there was this serial killer,
Okay.
basically that would take care of kids, and she fucking fucked up babies, dude. Just
Damn.
killed them. She would tie, I can't remember her name, but she would tie a bow
Right.
around the kid's neck, and
Uh-huh.
she would like just watch him suffocate.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in the one show Outlander, one of the main characters, Claire, who is technically like a doctor, or she calls herself a healer.
I mean, everybody was a doctor back
Yeah.
in the day, I feel, but I got you.
A lot of society views her as a witch because they're like, "Oh, what are you doing to make these people come back from the dead?" So she has many attempts at her life because they think she's practicing witchcraft, and that's what they would do. They would burn them at the
Very
stake,
interesting. Yeah, no, they would fuck you up, dude.
even if it was just a false claim, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, I think I'm good. I'll stick in my 21st century.
But if you have to, where would you live? If you had to.
if I had to,
The great time period, which is, I don't know, 1600s you said?
yeah, I think it's earlier, but
Or the 1700s?
I mean, Europe definitely has its glamour about the royalty and all these crazy parties.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Also, though, if I had the knowledge, knowing what I know now, it'd be amazing to be part of, this country's history, the USA, and kind of see how that unfolds and meet historical figures, but scary at the same time.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of people died.
The buildup of, what made the US basically.
Yeah, and to see it in its colonial state.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What would you choose?
I would go older because, or earlier,
Okay.
because you died like at the age of 30,
Yeah, there's no medicine.
Yeah, there was like no medicine, so
Chicken pox, you're dead.
nice, short and sweet. Life was very minimal, there was not a lot to worry about.
Pop out 5 kids and
Yeah,
you did your job.
And if you did your job, yeah, there was no expectation, there was no AI, nobody was trying to take your job. You just died basically. So, and you never showered either. If we're talking about Europe.
Yeah, it's true. And you usually just had like a simple craft that you dedicated
Yeah,
yourself to.
yeah. You were a welder.
I'm a wood chopper.
Yeah, exact. Or welder.
Yeah.
I don't think there was welding back in the day. I don't know. How old is welding?
I'll
my
have
God.
to Google it.
Yeah, let me Google that. How old is
Because they had
welding?
blacksmiths.
Yeah,
which-
blacksmith. What? Maybe the predecessors of
Yeah.
welding, right? That's what I meant to say. My dumbass.
You could be a hunter
Yes, provide for the families
for the village.
For the village, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Could be a farmer, of course. I think everyone was a farmer.
Yeah, you had to know your knowledge with the ground, which now people, they fucking kill a succubus, dude. Like, goddamn, is that what they're called?
Succulent. Yeah.
Succulent. Succubus is a demon monster.
Demon bird.
Yeah.
When me and Viv go, a lot of times we walk around City Park or Wash Parks also. There's sometimes pelicans, but there's always, she calls it the demon bird. And it's just this black big, we don't know what type of bird it is, but it's this black big bird. And it's so creepy. And it's usually just like
Birds are creepy.
staring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's the demon bird. It's following us.
No, and there's some of them are really smart. Actually, they say crows are actually fucking smart. They'll remember you.
Interesting.
They'll remember you. They'll remember faces and shit. It says that it dates back to the Bronze Age over 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
So they were
2000, so
doing some they were
1800s?
they were doing some sort of fusing since way back in the day.
Impressive.
Yeah, fire is crazy how much it
Right.
took us from this age to the next age, whatever that was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
How about we go to this section? We've talked
Yeah.
enough. I feel.
Yeah. What's up?
We got places to be anyways, but how about we go to this section called "What's Your Bop?" So Chan, what is your bop for the week? I know that you went to a Paramore
Yeah,
concert.
that was awesome. Yeah, Paramore, of course, has been releasing music for, I want to say, going on 20 years.
Yeah,
We were in high
I'm older.
school. A lot of her songs were kind of hit. They were kind of like emo punk.
yeah,
I would give
yeah,
her a
yeah, yeah,
vibe. Definitely alternative.
Super 2000s vibes. No,
Yeah, one of her.
early 2000s.
She just released a new album this year.
Okay,
And there's a
yeah.
song on there called "Thick Skull," which I actually like a lot. I'm not a huge fan of her newer music, which it's probably just because the older music is more reminiscent to me.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
nostalgic.
When you had that hair on your face, that you had
Yeah.
to flick out.
Of course, that one song too. The Only Exception is a great love song, sad song, but it's catchy. You are the only exception.
Oh yeah. That's a good song.
That's my best impression.
Yeah. I got you. I understood what you were saying and what song you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. That Paramore concert,
Yeah.
they performed at the
Ball Arena, which
Ball Arena.
where the Nuggets play.
The reason why Empower Stadium came to my head is because this weekend Taylor Swift is in Denver. She's in
Swiftie.
Denver as we speak. Taylor Swift.
Let's go.
Double function. She sold out yesterday. Just fucking sold
No
out.
surprise.
Empower Stadium.
They say she's making like $1 billion.
Oh, dude, she could be the next
In this
president.
tour.
She could be the next president. Watch out, Yeah, she filled out the Empower Stadium, and I don't even know if the Broncos do that. I don't even know if the Broncos are capable of fucking
They wish.
selling out. Dude, you know how it has like that top tier?
Yeah.
Everything
And
all
the-
the way to the top
To
was,
the 500 level.
yeah, filled up.
Impressive.
Yeah,
There was
dude.
also what's his name? Elenium was there recently too, and
Yeah,
I heard,
yeah.
I don't know if he sold out, but it was packed.
Yeah, they said that it was very packed. I think he performed like 2 nights or some shit or something
Yeah,
crazy.
The triology.
Something trilogy, yeah.
I didn't go, but
Yeah, no, she apparently sold out yesterday. Now she might sell out tonight, and I saw a whole bunch of T Swift fans, the Swifties or whatever.
yeah.
Which we were reading that they're actually very intense people. You
Yeah.
fuck with T, you get get your teeth knocked out of
Very
your
Italian
skull.
mafia vibe.
Yeah, that's what you can't threaten anybody on Twitter. Apparently, they'll fucking come for you.
Yeah,
They
they'll
mob
locate
up.
you. One person said they're better than a PI. I'm like, okay.
Damn. Yeah, dude. People get fucking crazy with their groups. They were actually at the dance club that I went to at the bar.
I bet.
Anyways, my song for the week, since I've been listening to a lot of 2000s, is gonna be "Wonderful" with Ja Rule, Ashanti, and who's the other guy? So check it out.
Cool.
I will put it on the Yolking Around playlist, and I will put that other song. Oh, did I ask you your song or?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, you
Thick Skull
Thick
by
Skull.
Paramore and
Okay.
Only Exception.
Only Exception. Okay, I'll put them on there.
Yeah, I see.
Two of the best. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did terrible at this. Yeah, so those will be the 2 songs of the week.
You're good. There was something I wanted to ask you though.
No, go
'Cause,
ahead. Ask me. There's
After
no-
the Paramore concert, Viv and I rode on one of those like Lyft or Uber scooters.
Yeah, those are fun.
And-
I did that last night.
Yeah, they're awesome. But we got to this crosswalk, and to the right of us, it looked like there was 3 people with scooters as well. But one of the girls was just laying like flat on the ground,
What the fuck?
and the guy was standing on top of her, but he was on the phone. And there was another girl there that was also on the phone. But in that moment, I was like, "Oh, like, do we need to go see if they're okay?" Like, looked like something was going on. But at the same time, we're like, "Well, there's 3 people there. They're on the phone.
Right.
I don't know if they're friends, but they seem to like be figuring out what's going on." But I thought back to it. I was like, "Should I have stopped So and this has happened to me a couple of times. where
Same. Yeah, I
you
know
see
what you
someone
mean.
in not the best shape,
Yeah.
whether they've been throwing up or, like I said, they just look out of it. But you see other people there, and it's like the bystander effect, right?
Right.
Do you go and insert yourself, or do you just kind of mind your own business and like they've got it taken care of?
Yeah. Well, don't be a sociopath, I wouldn't say, but
Right.
because you see somebody struggling, right? And it has happened to me where I've seen somebody get in a car accident, like in
Oh,
front of
yeah.
my eyes, you know, it's something crazy.
No, that's
and,
intense.
and you're like, oh my God, that just happened. And you're in a car and you're like, should I pull over or what?
Right.
So you see people going kind of to the accident and you're like, okay, at least somebody's going. But it is a very weird sensation of, fuck, am I doing the right thing? Am I a good
Right.
human? Like, goddamn. But
Yeah.
also it's just like a sense of like, oh my God, I don't know if I need this, you know, like, goddamn. But it is,
Yeah.
it's a tough situation. Is what I'm trying to
It's
get at.
scary. Yeah. You're just like,
Yeah.
well, hopefully the person is okay, and hopefully those people are their friends, and
Yeah.
it's all gonna get sorted out. But at the same time, I'm like, do I need to go over there and be like, do you need CPR? Or like,
I mean, unless you see like I say that unless you're seeing something completely fucked up, like,
right. And they weren't calling for help either. They weren't like, oh my gosh. Get
like
help.
if somebody's bleeding out, I think
Yeah.
like, fuck, let's go. And
Right. The more hands, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, yeah, that's interesting that when you see things like that, yeah, you always wonder, and there's, unless, like I said, you're a sociopath and you don't feel anything
Yeah.
about for anybody, but I guess make your best
Good.
judgment.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Good scooter adventures for sure.
Yeah. But anyways, with that, we're gonna go ahead and start closing this podcast. Chandler, thank you so much for coming. Hopefully we can have you more
Yeah.
often.
Always a
And
pleasure.
there's always an open seat, so you can always come
Love
in. I know that you are a busy guy. But thank you guys for listening to this. If you guys did, if not, that's okay. More podcasts to come, you know, and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like. I like having Chandler here and you know, just spitballing ideas, kind of stepping outside of the
For sure.
of the way the podcast is normally structured, and just because we can talk about whatever and whenever and whatever we like. And thank you so much for watching. Keep it real, keep it G, and wrap it before you tap it. Bye.
Ciao.